Tulsa's Philbrook Museum is digging deep into its collection of 15,000 pieces to display rare works of art not seen by many people. It's part of a new exhibition called Museum Confidential. Visitors are invited to learn the inner workings of the museum and join the Philbrook team to investigate the stories, histories, and complicated issues behind the works from the collection.
From an Andy Warhol original to a 19th century painting of Salome depicted with John the Baptist's head on a platter, visitors to the Philbrook Museum of Art have the unique opportunity to see works of art in the collection that may never have been seen before. Scott Stuhlen is the museum's director.
We have this big section called the other 95%. So one of the big things is that people always want to know the stuff that we don't show. We show about 5% of our collection, which is very normal for a museum. So we brought out a bunch of things from art storage that have rarely, if ever, been out.
Pieces from Philbrook's vast collection will be rotated into this exhibit to showcase rare pieces that have been in basement storage for decades.
Well, one of my favorites is actually right over my shoulder here is this samurai armor suit that has not been out. It's 500 years old and just fascinating object, and it just hasn't had a context. There hasn't been a reason for it out, a show that it really fit into. And that was part of one of the exciting things about this exhibition, is finding a context where we could bring out some of these things that may be an orphan to some extent.
Philbrook's Rachel Keith is the director of collections and exhibitions. She says some paintings remain mysteries.
We have one painting in particular that is by an American artist. It's an American landscape painting from the 19th century. And we have had at least half a dozen scholars come out to look at it, and no one can agree who it was painted by. It was either Albert Bierstadt or Hermann Herzog, but no one's quite sure. And it makes it very difficult for us as a museum to present something that we don't know what it is.
Another mystery surrounds this Indian headdress. Its origins are still being investigated. Museum Confidential allows visitors to be armchair investigators and to ponder what is behind the art. Why did this artist first name his piece Beatrice in 1907? To the public, it has always been known as Hope. Visitors are asked to look beyond a casual glance where they may find ghost renderings, areas where the artist painted over original strokes on the canvas. Ancient mummified artifacts are also for the first time being x-rayed. This one reveals an ibis, often laid to rest at ancient burial sites. The x-ray of another artifact will be revealed later in the run of the exhibit. In the Little Villa portion of the show, ancient miniature objects are displayed. Some are intricately woven with grasses and feathers. The Little Villa itself provides a window frame for a more modern piece, one the museum director thinks is unsettling.
But we actually have it positioned so when you go in the Little Villa, there's little cutouts, and the clown's head fits perfectly in one of them, so you kind of see it poking through. So that's one of the maybe creepier things.
Some of the collection is interactive.
There's a piece of glass that we have that is lightly radioactive, so we have a button in there, you push it, and it will actually glow.
There's also an area called the DIY exhibition, where visitors can help curate a show by voting on choice works of art. Museum Confidential is a first for Philbrook. It runs through May 6th of 2018.